Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today I'm going to be taking a look at another class within Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access. And the class I'm going to look at today is Warlock, which is another quite fun class to play. It's probably my second or third favourite playing through the Early Access. It feels quite fun. So let's start with Origin. Now, unusually with Warlock, it's more a case of what you don't pick as opposed to what you do pick for background. And what you want to avoid is anything that's a dialogue proficiency. So deception, intimidation, and persuasion. And the reason for that is we'll pick those up at another stage. So it'll be, we can pick other stuff and get the most out of the class. So something that's suggested, if you want to play a sneaky type, might be sleight of hand or stealth, or something like Sage, where you'd be more sort of a spellcaster background. So something like Arcana and History. And I'm going to actually take that for this one. So looking at race, there's a couple of decent choices here. One is Tiefling, because it gives you Charisma +2, and Charisma is going to be our main stat for dealing damage with Warlocks. That's good. And Intelligence, which will help with some of those skill checks. They also get Thaumaturgy, which is I think it's like a passive cantrip, so something that will give us advantage on intimidation checks in conversation, so that could be worth it. But what I'm actually going to pick here is Half-Elf. And I don't think it necessarily matters which type of half-elf it is. And the reason for this is they come with a +2 charisma already, so again, boosting our main stat. And you also get two other attribute points you can spread. So I'm going to go with maybe dexterity and, say, constitution, because we are going to be sort of in the front line as the party leader, so a few more hit points would help. Let's just have a look at what the other subclasses do. If you're doing maybe more of a stealthy Warlock, like you picked the Urchin background, maybe you'd go with Wood Elf or Half Elf because of the proficiency in stealth. With Drow Half Elf, you get Dancing Lights, blah, blah, blah. But I think High Half Elf sounds pretty good. You get Minor Illusion. Why is that? We can maybe pick another cantrip here. And I'm going to go with Friends. And the reason for that is, again, we can, just as we did with Tiefling, really, this will allow us to gain advantage on conversation checks. So, yeah, we've got those. We've got our +2 charisma. We also get Dark Vision, which is good. Fey Ancestry means that we have advantage on saving throws against certain types of magic, which is good. So we can't be put to sleep, and we have advantage on charm things. Looking at the spells we also get Minor Illusion as standard as well as the Friends. Eldritch Blast, which is going to be our sort of main attack weapon, really. We also get Armour of Agathes, which is some temporary hit points, and any creature attacking us in melee will get 5 cold damage every time they hit. And Arms of Hadar, which is sort of a close-range melee AoE, I think, and deals necrotic damage to people around us. So there we go, that feels pretty powerful. We're not going to worry too much about appearance. Class we've selected. We'll just mention quickly there are two types of subclass. There's the Fiend, which I'm going to choose here, and there's also the Great Old One, which will give us the spells Dissonant Whispers and Tasha's Hideous Laughter, which are good. They can disable an opponent. But with the Fiend, the class feature here is Dark One's Blessing. And this means that every time you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, you get temporary hit points. A minimum of 4, but as we level up, that would increase as well. So we're gonna take all these spells as they are here. Looking at skills, we're going to untick Deception because we'll be getting that anyway when we level up to level 2, and instead we'll take. It's your choice, really. Investigation's quite good. Our intelligence stat is going to be decent, so I think we could probably safely take that. If we go to abilities now, we see charisma's very high. We're going to leave it like that. Wisdom, we'll probably leave there. Strength low, that's fine. Constitution may remove 1 point, and maybe we'll put that into dexterity and. Okay, and we'll probably put the extra point into strength, just to improve our carrying capacity slightly, just for a slight quality of life improvement there. When we come to level 4, we can raise our charisma to 18. That'll be good. So 16 is fine for character creation. And yeah, there we go. That looks like a good setup to start with. So let's dive in and come back when we've leveled up. So here we are at level 2, and unlike the other class guys I've done, the Rogue and Fighter, this one actually has some choices at level 2, some of which are quite interesting. So we get a choice of 2 Eldritch Invocations, which is a little bit extra features, extra abilities really. The ones we're going to take are Agonizing Blast, because this is going to add our Charisma modifier to our Eldritch Blast, which is going to be +4 by the time we're level 4. So that's good. And we're also going to take Beguiling Influence. And this is the reason why we didn't take the proficiencies in conversation skills with our background. Because that is going to give us proficiencies in Deception and Persuasion for free, effectively there. We also get to add a spell, and we are definitely going to be taking Hex, because this is going to add further damage to our Eldritch Blast as well. So that's very good. And it's a bonus action, which is pretty cool. And you can reapply it as well between, definitely between long rests, maybe between short rests as well. So that's pretty cool. At level 3, the Warlocks get something called Pact of the Chain, which means you can summon a familiar, and you can actually you get all the familiars, and you can choose which spell to cast when you're in the game. And another spell, it's already selected Misty Step for us here, which is the one we were going to choose, because as a bonus action we can teleport to up to 18 meters away, which is very useful to sort of get away from enemies if we need to. So that looks good. Finally, at level 4, we get the choice to add another cantrip. It's given us Blade Ward here, which is okay. Let's have a look what other options are, though. Looking at these options, maybe we'll stick with that, because, if we're being targeted up close, it might be nice to halve the damage coming in. And in terms of the spells we can add, again, because we're primarily a ranged class, perhaps something like Command would be useful, because we can just, any creature that's running towards us, we can stop it, basically, and it can't take actions, bonus actions, or reactions, so that's quite a good one to do. And now we're going to look at our attributes. So we're going to put 2 points here into Charisma, bringing us up to 18 and moving us from a +3 modifier to a +4. So that's going to affect our conversation abilities as well as combat, because we're going to be doing more damage on those Eldritch Blasts from now on. So when we come back, we're going to have a look at how this appears, or how this works in combat. So here we are in combat. It's the first fight against these intellect devourers that we'll see after the Nautiloid has crashed and we're on the beach. It's going to be quite a nasty fight when you're doing it at level 2, even with Shadowheart that you can get by now. But we're going to solo it, see how we get on. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply the Hex. Now when you apply a Hex, you can choose to give disadvantage on particular types of check. It doesn't really matter here, because we're just doing it for the extra damage, but I tend to maybe go for something like dexterity checks, so if other party members are putting down ice surfaces or anything, it means that they'll greater chance of slipping on them, or grease, something like that. Now we're going to use our Eldritch Blast. So we've applied the Hex on there now, we've given ourselves the Agonizing Blast, so we'll see, it's got 9 hit points. Let's see how much damage we can do. Wow, we actually crit as well. Wow, right, so we're in melee with these two now, and that's going to be a little bad for us, because I think if we select our Eldritch Blast, I think we'll see that we've got disadvantage on it. Oh no, disadvantage target is too close. It's still saying 90% chance to hit, but we have got disadvantage to think of. So let's come out of that. Instead, let's do our Misty Step. And we'll put ourselves back to as far as we can, which is actually quite far, isn't it? So, I mean, if we go too far, we might not be able to hit them with our blast. So let's just come to here. Can't reapply our Hex. Hopefully we'll have a go at that, how that looks next time. So let's just pick the lower health one here, 95% chance, and it's a kill. We've still got our movement, so just in case it dashes to get back within melee range, I'm just going to pull back again a little bit more. Because I want to be able to reapply that hex to show you that on the next turn. Again, he's too close. What I might do then is just take the attack of opportunity. We missed it anyway, so let's just pull back slightly. So to reapply the hex, what you do is normally your hex is here with your other spells, but you want to come over here to where it says reapply hex, and you click on that, and again you're given the choice of what type of hex you're going to reapply. For the sake of variety, let's just choose strength here. 100% chance to reapply that. So it uses a bonus action. I don't think it uses... and it might use a spell slot, I'm not sure. But let's use our Eldritch Blast now. 12 hit points. And again, what do? We did 14 to it, so that's pretty cool. And I'm just going to see, because we've used up our 2 Warlock spell slots, but these actually recharge on a short rest for Warlock. So if we just quickly show you that. There we go. So after that fight, we've got our 2 spell slots back, which is pretty cool. Some classes need to take a long rest to refresh their spell slots, but Warlock is not one of those. And we've still actually got our hex we can reapply, so I think that'll actually stay there between long rests, so the next time we're in a fight we can just apply that as a bonus action without using up another spell slot, which is pretty cool. So there we are. That's a quick look at the Warlock class, which is a lot of fun to play actually, and quite a powerful one as well. So thanks very much for watching. I hope this was useful. If it was, then please do hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. And I hope to see you next time, where we're going to take a look at a different class in Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access. Bye for now.